Hey, everybody. Welcome to the HIT.OR.DIE podcast, episode 41, Bush League 10. Right? Bush League 10?
11.
Bush League 11?
11.
Bush League 11. I'm way off on the Bush Leagues. We're going to have a couple guests with us today. We're going to have call-ins by Coach Ron Scott from Fresno City College, and then also from the Clovis Sports Report, Austin Kemp. We'll have them join us on call-ins in the show. But before that, we just want to congratulate Clovis North on the 2020 Coke Classic, their third straight Coke Classic. They beat El Diamante 7-0 and finished the tourney 6-0. In the Terrio tourney, the Pagmeter reported that Centennial won it. But, you know, I don't know if anybody noticed on social media, there wasn't a lot of info about it.
Southwest Yosemite League tweeted that Centennial beat Liberty, but that was it. I don't even know the score.
Well, I mean, whoever runs the Southwest Yosemite League Twitter, you know, if your teams are in it, why don't you maybe reach out to those teams and have them email you? I mean, that's what Pagmeter does. That's what we do with like
Clovis Sports
Report. We give them our
track
stats,
baseball,
you know,
CMAC baseball. We
try to give them our stats so they can report on it. So maybe that's something, because that's new, I think, the CWYL Twitter.
The Southwest Yosemite League base. I don't know.
I don't either. But
they even commented on, like, it would be nice to have, you know, more people involved with the social media outlets today.
I agree.
And they can't do it. You know, whoever's account this is, I mean, they can't do it all, but
it
takes the help of all the schools, you know, like even with us, we're trying to report on as much as we can, and everything track CMAC is so available.
Yeah.
It's easy to talk about that stuff with, you know, teams in Bakersfield where there's not, you know, like I said, I didn't see any game scores from that tournament posted, you know, so it's hard to talk about that stuff even when the schools individually aren't posting stuff.
I agree. And I think everybody should just do a better job of that. If, you know,
then tag us.
If you want your team seen, or you want scores updated, tag us.
We'll talk about it.
We'll like it. We'll retweet it.
Yeah. If we can talk about it on the show, we'll talk about it on the show. There's no too big or too small. With Division 6, it doesn't matter. We'll talk about anything baseball concerning all the programs, man. It's not just track. But that stuff's easy.
We need help.
Sure.
You gotta give us the info.
And so does Pags.
So,
you know, everybody needs help. And he's got a pretty good crew of people that reach out to him.
Do we know who won the Mills vote tourney?
That was last night, right?
Was it last night?
I think so. Or it was Monday. It was Monday. Was it Carruthers?
Oh yeah.
And Exeter.
Did it get dark? Was
I don't
that the one
remember.
that got canceled due to darkness?
I saw it.
I saw
they posted on it too.
I thought I saw a game due to darkness. But yeah, I know CBC was really good on posting updates and all that kind of stuff. And we see that stuff, you know, we'll on social media, we'll see all that, retweets, posted game scores and stuff. So it helps us, it helps out Pags, it helps out the Clovis Sports Report, because even though the Clovis Sports Report's Clovis, they still, you know, talk about other teams and whatnot for rankings and stats and stuff. So,
but even with the Mills vote, you were vote. Exeter Monarch Baseball posted a lot of stuff and kept us up to date. And sure enough, it was Menachie with a 3-0 win over Mission Oak.
Nice. So we had Clovis North in the Coke, Menachie in the Mills vote, and then we had Centennial in the Terrio tourney, the three big tourneys going on the first part of the season.
I think that was the first tournament for the Mills vote.
Yeah, I think it was.
And that was with CVC, I think, attached to it. So Coach Marshall down there.
Yeah, it was run very well, and I thought the tournament turned out great. We got the SenCal Showcase coming up, which we'll talk more with Austin Kemp. But Fresno State had a big win last night.
Yeah, bounce back win.
They got swept by UW. Went 2 out of 3 from Irvine week 1, swept by UW. I was there on Sunday, man, and
I had a couple people. You were the first to tell me that was a rough ending.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the Bach. You got 4 umpires. It's crazy. They had 4 umpires. You know, first, second, third, and home. And the only guy that called the Bach was the home plate umpire. And you know, the only reason I would ever think a home plate umpire would call a balk would be you'd think he was going home, you know, like, so it blatantly wasn't a balk. they got screwed. Is that the reason they lost? Who knows? It did dictate. You just picked off their fastest runner at first base. So now there would have been 2 outs with a runner on third. Now there's one. You want to bring him on?
We can do it. You there? Hello. You there?
What's up, South Daddy?
Hey, we're recording right now.
You're on the show, Lab. You driving up north or what?
I'm on the show.
We're recording the podcast right now. But I can't hang up on you. This is our guest for Monday, by the way.
Oh, fun stuff. Yeah, I'm on my way to Oakmont High School, so hey, let's catch up in a couple days.
We'll see you Monday.
Sounds good.
I'll hit you up in a little bit.
Outstanding.
All right, brother.
That was Josh Labentera, scout with the Red Sox.
He'll be live.
Yeah, he'll finally be here with us.
Yeah.
On Monday.
Was our second episode?
With
third
him?
episode? I think it was our third episode. Second guest was
Yeah.
Josh over the phone.
Yeah. But back to Fresno State, man, that game, it was just, it obviously was a big turning point because you had Ovi, Coach Overland got tossed right away, and then stoppage in game. And then, there was just so much that happened where, now the pitcher hasn't thrown in almost 10 minutes. And then you got to go out there. And it was tough, man.
I had some friend behind the plate, and he was telling me that it was a pretty good squeeze job after all that started going down. And kind of deliberate, like even with his ball call.
Oh, the umpire was making
Made a show of it.
Oh yeah, dude. It was about him, and he made it a point that it was about him, and it just sucked that Fresno State was on the wrong end of it because they fought hard.
They were winning, right, going into that inning.
Yeah, that was Jameson's first game back, Hill, from last year, getting thrown out in the regional. He threw great. Higgins hit a bomb. Timian hit a bomb. They were swinging the bats. They were getting after it, and they faced like 3 UW pitchers, and it was 5-3, and then the whole
debacle.
Went.
Coach Bates he's not gonna make an excuse at all, but it's tough when you drop the first 2, you get in a position to close it out, and somebody else kind of affects some of that momentum.
Yeah, for sure. And the best thing they could have done is what they did last night.
Yeah, bounce back and just smash.
Yeah, Cal Poly's not a bad team.
No,
they're good. And like Bates all said, it's tough to win Tuesday games. And they started Kendrick, the freshman out of Buhack, and I saw him against Irvine last 2 Sundays ago, and I thought he was great. And he started for him yesterday. Obviously, gave him a good outing, and they just came in and banged the ball around and got a big dub, 13-0. So, which
is good coming into this weekend because they got a 4-game set with Columbia at home. Go check out Dog's website. I think it's Friday night, doubleheader Saturday, and then 105 Sunday.
And we have our very own Buchanan Bear coming in. Connor Bankston is with Columbia.
Yeah, with Columbia.
So he'll be here this weekend. But yeah, get out there and check out some Fresno State Bulldog baseball. It's really good baseball, Division I baseball. You think you're a Division I player, go see what it's like. And enjoy it. It was a great day.
How was the crowd?
It was actually really good.
Yeah.
The crowd was nice. Big crowd this last Sunday compared to Irvine. But I think it's going to be like that. It's a young team, but they swing it, man. They have fun and they get after it.
Good deal, man. No, it's I'll try to get out there this weekend too. So be sure to check out the Dogs website, get that schedule, and
they're doing better on social media as well.
Yeah, they're picking it
marketing their team now, so which is nice. They actually had a free game yesterday. If you followed Fresno State Athletics, you got in for free. So keep a watch out for that.
Go hit up their Twitter account. They're in-game updates and all that stuff, and then they'll even post some of the Mountain West feed, the online feed with the live. So it's a pretty good deal to go check out. And then JC baseball's underway. Just got into CVC play. Reedley College is off to 11-4 start, and they started CVC play with a 6-5 win over Porterville, and they host Porterville tomorrow, Thursday, at 2 p.m. So they got
The CBC looks tough.
Yeah,
man.
I was gonna say going into COS, they battle COS next week, so a big early conference matchup. You played in that conference. Like, what is that?
They're all rivalries.
You look at kind of how City opens up, and not that it's not tough with Taft and Porterville, and even West Hills can sneak in a game and beat you. But looking at the schedule, it looks like City's going to close with COS and Reedley kind of back to back. What's that like?
I think it's better to start and finish. Not saying it's easier with finishing with like a West Hills or a Porterville. But when it comes down to it, Reedley, COS, and Fresno State are going to be neck and neck for the conference championship, and City's going to be playing Reedley, Taft, and COS. So you're going to be playing must-win games at the end of the conference play. When not saying Reedley and COS might not be playing must-win games, but it might be a little easier schedule at the end. But still, it's baseball. It's baseball, and we went to West Hills when I was playing, and we lost to West Hills, and we had a 22-game win streak going, and things happen. It just happens. So you can't take any game for granted in the CBC conference. You got to play every game like you have to win it, and be all in. So these three teams are doing really well, and like I said, I think it's going to come down to that last week and to see who.
But it also probably helps having some of that pressure going into playoffs, I would think.
You're almost playing a playoff.
Yeah, you're
before
3
you
weeks straight of games that matter.
Yeah, for sure.
The one thing I also wanted to ask, Thursdays, like, I don't know what divisions or other schools in the Valley play Thursdays, but to get out and see some JC baseball, what's with the 2 p.m. game times?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think COS has lights, right?
COS does not have lights, no.
So maybe that's it.
Reedley does, and City does. I don't think Porterville does. I don't remember playing that game there.
So is it just kind of like a fair play type deal, maybe?
Yeah, it could be.
Or does City and Reedley, do they schedule night?
They probably do, depending on that, because it also helps with recruits from our area, with Reedley and City.
Well, and just to get some people out there, go watch some baseball. Thursdays is a non-game day. I know we don't play Thursdays.
That's Tuesday and Thursday, because they play Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And you would think, Tuesdays, even like 4, but I mean, it's a 9-inning game, so you got to think that way. In high school, we start at 3:30 with light. Mm-hmm. They probably have to start at 2 just in case, with 2 extra innings, plus whatever goes on in college baseball. So that might be it, the 2 o'clock start. But I mean, still, by the time you get out of school or out of class, go out and watch some baseball, or, talk your coach into going out there and, watching a game, because it's great baseball right now in the CBC, and it's going to be a battle for the first place. Yeah,
COS also opened up 15-2 right now, and started CBC play with a 17-12 win over Taft, and they're in the same thing. They'll host tomorrow at 2 p.m. at COS, and then again next week, COS and Reedley. Now, that's a monster series already.
That's a big series, and that's gonna be tough 3 games right there. But we'll see. It always comes down to the last week. I know that, whether your schedule is strong in the beginning or is strong at the end. So,
and how much do you think joining us here in a few minutes will be Coach Scott at Fresno City, and we'll ask him. But how much do you think he pays attention to a series like that?
A lot. 100%. He's got to pay attention to that series. He's got to know what's going on around the league, and knowing that it's probably going to come down to the 3 teams, So if they split, Reedley splits with COS, or vice versa, he might think going into, if we sweep a series, it's okay to split with this. Just how you think about things, if we might not have to win
or who they match up with who.
Exactly.
Right. Who's their Tuesday versus Tuesday, Thursday versus Thursday, and Saturday. And he can look at, well, this is how I got to handle this now, or who did well versus who. Mm-hmm. And he can start to play his matchups moving forward. I know he's going to go game at a time, but no coach goes just a game at a time 100%. Yeah. You got to kind of gauge what's going to happen Thursday a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
You may be telling your players, but I don't know if you actually are doing that.
Yeah.
So like I said, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get Coach Ron Scott on the phone here and get a little update of Fresno City College baseball. So just sit tight for us.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the HIT.OR.DIE podcast, episode 41. We got Fresno City head coach Ron Scott on the line. Real quick, they started out real hot, 11-3 overall, and they started CBC play Tuesday with a 10-4 win over West Hills. The Rams will host West Hills Saturday at 1 p.m. They will be on the road tomorrow at West Hills, but they'll be back home Saturday at 1 p.m. Coach Scott, thanks for coming on the show.
My pleasure. And I enjoy what you guys do.
Well, we appreciate it. Now, just a little bit on the thoughts of, you guys came out to a hot start. Is that kind of, I know at the beginning of the season, you kind of didn't know how the season was going to end up. How are you feeling right now?
Well, obviously, I feel great. I know we're 11-3, but I'd feel better if we were like 13-1. It's crazy, but we're not really playing good right now. We played a good game Friday at Monterey. There was kind of not a bandbox, but a small park, and we had 4 home runs, and we didn't play well Saturday. We got behind, and same yesterday. But West Hills is a very improved team, so we were down 4-0 after 4 innings. So I'm proud of our guys that we came back. And
you guys, I think, had a little 7-game stretch there where you won 7 in a row, and it looked like you were just kind of defined your team. You had different lineup in there, every few games. And that's got to be pretty encouraging, though. You can put some different guys out there and put up 7 in a row.
We really don't have a set lineup right now. JUCO is playing great, and that's really it, to be honest with you. The rest of the guys some are scuffling, some aren't, and we're not sure what the problem is. The parents think it's coaching, of course, but we're just kind of scuffling, trying to find the lineup. So we always felt we had 10 to 12 guys that were good ball players and deserved to start. So we're just kind of moving them around, trying to find the right combination. But I guess overall we're very pleased being 11-3, and most importantly 1-0.
Yeah, with moving that lineup around, it could be really tough on players. How are you guys as coaches keeping them focused on? You might not be starting today, but you'll probably be starting tomorrow. Just, keeping them upbeat so they don't get down about not playing.
I think it's a really good group of guys. It's a lot of fun. And one thing I will say about the team, I really enjoy coaching them. They're a lot of fun. They seem to really get along good. They pull for each other. They're doing that. And I think winning obviously helps that. And, like yesterday we played and we got 3 or 4 guys in there at the end. But I think what's hard is to be a non-starter and look out there and see a guy that's playing and not performing. It has to be hard. And we're sticking with a couple sophomores who had really good years last year that are scuffling right now. But I just kind of feel like you played for me, Chad. I just kind of feel like they've earned their stripe a little bit, and the rope's probably a little bit longer. And as long as we win, we can kind of extend that rope, because I want to see those guys go on and play at the 4-year level. And but by and large, we're very pleased. Our only loss after that 7 games was the Sac, I think, and they came in. I think Sac's 13-1. We gave them their only loss, and we bounced right back the next day and beat them. And I thought that was probably our defining moment so far as a team, the way we bounced back that day after losing the Sac.
Yeah, and the loss. They put a dude out there too. I heard a guy throwing mid-90s that could carve a little bit. So that's kind of tough when they come in and they're already hot, and you got to face somebody that you probably haven't even seen all year.
Well, we hadn't seen anyone like that, and you would have hit him though. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't have, but when I played, but he was really good. But that's the way it is, and the lights made him better. We lost 9-1, but we gave up 8 unearned runs, and they were all with 2 outs in 3 different innings. And like I told our guys, they on paper they're going home thinking we're bad and they beat us real bad, but we're not. We're actually, I think we're a very good team, and we got up Saturday morning and beat them, and beat them soundly. It was 5-2, but every phase of the game we played well. So that was most pleasing. I like where we're heading.
Yeah, that's good too. You talk about guys that, riding out a little longer with some sophomores. Sometimes it only takes a game for those guys that get hot. Get it started.
Yeah, that's all they need, and I'm still waiting, by the way, for that game, and but it'll come. And I didn't mention Michael Chavez. He's been really good for us. I think he has 4 or 5 saves and been good. And Justin Henry's pitched well. Our pitching's been okay, not great, but it's they're good pitchers. They're pitching well, but we're walking people, so I think there's plenty of room for growth, and our league looks like it's going to be very tough. COS off to a great start, and Merced's always good, and Reedley's off to a really good start. And so it looks like anybody can beat anybody, and that's good because, the last thing you need is 2 or 3 teams in your league that are terrible and can't win, and then, you get no help from anybody. So I'm looking forward to the stretch that we have coming.
Yeah, we were just talking about the Reedley COS off to a hot start as well, and they actually play each other next week, and we were actually talking about the schedule. You guys are going to have a tougher schedule at the end of the league compared to Reedley and COS are going to kind of get those games out of the way early on. Are you focused at all next week on trying to see how they match up with each other, or is that just not in your mind right now until towards the end of the year?
Well, I won't worry about that till the end of the year, and we're really only worried about the team that we have out there on the field. And I know that's a cliche that everybody always says, but that's really where we're at. They're going to play each other tough, and you never know about injuries, and you never know about who's hot and who's not hot. And, we have our own series against Taft next week, and Taft, they're off to a terrible start this year, but Taft, they're always got big athletes, and they play in a small ballpark, and just like yesterday with I think it was 17-15 or 17-12 that game.
Yeah.
So we've already talked too much about COS and Reedley on this show for me, but yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, and it's also hard driving to Taft and kind of staying on that bus ride and get there, get off the bus and play a tough game. That I knew I always had a hard time playing at Taft, but fortunate enough our team was good enough that we didn't lose there. But that is a tough road trip for these guys that haven't done it before. They're going to have to try to stay mentally tough and just realize, hey, we're here to do a job and get a win.
Yeah, I feel bad because I was ejected yesterday. I had a difference of opinion with the umpire, and I don't get to go on that trip tomorrow. And boy, I hate to miss that trip. And I go when you get there. You see the sheep out in the field, and it's just. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I'm sure our guys will play hard. They know it's a tough place to play, and our coaching staff will do a great job.
That just means you can get a round in tomorrow, 18, if you need to.
Nah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I feel bad enough as it is. The last thing I'm going to do is go out and golf. So cool. I'll just work in my yard.
There you go. Well, the good thing is even though you guys haven't hit your stride and you haven't played to the potential that you think you can, you're 11-3. It could be a lot worse, and the good thing about that is you finally hit your stride. You guys got great things happening for you from here on out.
Yeah, and you want to, the old cliche, but it's true. You want to be playing your best at the end, and that's, we just wanted this 11-3 will help us because you want to get a good seed at the end of the playoffs, and you have to win your league to host. So. Right now we're just going to be focused on winning our league, and the 11-3 non-league season or 10-3 non-league will help us at the end. And hopefully we're playing great baseball. And like you said, we're playing the tougher guys at the end, and that'll give us. I'd rather do that because when you play the easier teams at the end, you get away with some stupid mistakes, and you can still win. And it doesn't really prepare you for when you get in the playoffs and you're playing a Big 8 school. And so I'm glad the schedule's the way it is.
Yeah, we were talking about that too. It's probably better off playing the tougher teams and preparing you more for the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. So we play. You play who you play, and so right now we have West Hills, and that's all we're worried about. They went up to Butte and beat Butte, and they beat Monterey, and they won 2 out of 3 last week, and they were ahead 4-0 yesterday, and after 4 innings, and we just have to worry about them right now because you have to beat those guys.
Yeah, and I told Jake before we got you on that during my time there we had that 22 game win streak, and we went into West Hills thinking that it was just another win, and you don't know what you're going to get weather wise when you go to West Hills. I think we did a pop fly priority practice during pregame because the wind was so bad, and we ended up losing. And it just shows you that you got to be prepared for every game and every team you play, and you can't think of a win right away. You just got to play your baseball.
Yeah, I remember that day. Toto and Annie M flew by. Remember on
I think we talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah, they went across from left center to right center, right in the middle of pregame. So, yeah, it's a windy day. You don't know what you get. Some days the wind's blowing out, and some days it's when it's blowing in. And it just comes. You get behind three. Like if we get behind 4-0 to them tomorrow over there, it's going to be a tough ball game because I don't know. It's just how it is.
Yep. It's tough. It's just a different atmosphere and different place. And a lot of the guys that play at Fresno City aren't used to playing on, a field like that or atmosphere like that. So it's going to be, they're all tough, but you play your game and do the right things and make the plays. You'll come out strong with a win. But Coach, we just want to thank you for coming on and giving us an update about your 2020 team. Good luck to you guys, and you guys are off to a hot start. Keep it rolling, and we're going to help try to get those fans out there. I know the 2:00 games kind of hurt on the weekdays, but the Saturday games.
We play at 3 now.
Are they playing at 3 o'clock?
We play at 3 at home for the fans, but you guys are off to a hot start too. So you guys keep it up, and let's keep pulling for each other.
Yeah, awesome.
Right. Sounds great, Coach. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for your time.
All righty. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Coach Scott.
Never a dull moment.
No.
He's a character. I love it. But yeah, he's so he won't be there tomorrow. But it's kind of funny that obviously they see things we don't, being the coaches and stuff, and he feels like they can improve a lot, which is kind of scary.
Well, you look at record, right, and you just assume, right, and we're going to get into the rankings. We're going to finish with that today.
Yeah.
And that's one aspect of we're 11 and what is it?
They're 11 and 3.
11 and 3, and they may not be playing like 11 and 3.
Yeah. So that's funny to think of that, a team that's playing what Coach Scott kind of said is a little bit mediocre or not up to their level. Once they get there, that's pretty scary then if they get to that level and finish out strong and get in the playoffs, finishing strong and tough and possibly winning league. Just them finishing strong.
Well, and record, right, doesn't
dictate your team's play.
Right.
Which will, like you said, the high school, it's the same way, sometimes with the way things are. But if you can get on out to the Rams Saturday at 1 p.m. against West Hills and then hit the nightcap at Fresno State against Columbia, and just have yourself a great day of baseball. We'll get Austin Kemp on.
Yeah, we're going to get Austin Kemp. We're going to talk Clovis Sports Report rankings. PBR has some local teams, 4, as a matter of fact, in their state rankings. And then Pagmeters. Pag released his rankings. We'll go top 30 and then kind of go into the top 10 with D1. So we're going to take a quick break again, and we'll be back with Austin Kemp of the Clovis Sports Report.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the HIT.OR.DIE podcast, episode 41. We're here with the Clovis Sports Report, Austin Kemp. He's in the building. If you guys haven't checked it out, go check out their social media, Clovis Sports Report. Great updates, not only on Clovis schools, but they do a great rankings on all the teams in our section. So please go check that out. And also with his partner, Paul Metters. They do a great job over there. So, Austin, thanks for coming on the show with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk some baseball with you guys. And like you said, we cover mostly Clovis schools, but for baseball, we kind of expanded to all of Division I. So we're having fun doing that right now.
It's a lot of work, huh?
It's a ton of work, maybe a little bit more than I expected, but I'm loving it. I grew up in this area watching baseball, and I'm excited to be doing this and helping kind of give back to the community some coverage the best I can.
Now we have 4 teams. The PBR came out in the top 25. Clovis North at number 8, San Joaquin Memorial number 12, Clovis West 15, and Buchanan number 21. And then you came out with your top 10. which we'll go over real quick. Clovis North 1, Memorial 2, Clovis West 3, Buchanan 4, Rigetti 5, Liberty 6, Stockdale 7, Central 8, Centennial 9, and Frontier 10. And on the bubble of the top 10, you had Bullard, Tulare Western, Clovis, Clovis East, Paso Robles, San Luis Obispo, and Redwood. And I think you guys have done a great job with the rankings. And a lot of guys, somebody loses and they're like, oh man, I got to move them, down to 5 or down or out of the 10. Or I love how you guys kind of take it game by game and notice who they played and who the loss came to. And your rankings kind of haven't, shifted a lot, which I like. I think that should be that way. Just because a team loses doesn't mean they should drop out of anything.
For sure. And just like what we were talking about, I don't think rankings should go just off of wins and losses. If you're just looking at their record, you can't rank, I'm going to rank this team number 4 because they're 6-0. It just doesn't work like that. You got to take in who they played, who they lost to, who they beat. Kind of consider all of that. Now, early in the year, it's easier to maybe look at records and move some teams up. Like we have Rigetti, number 5. I know they had a good year last year, but they lost the game actually last night. And it's kind of hard to get a judge on these coastal schools fully when they don't come here often. So I think they'll probably take a tumble, but in general, we don't like to have these drastic changes on a week-to-week basis unless teams are maybe losing games that they shouldn't.
When I saw on preps, when it came out, some people questioned the Central being ahead of Bullard, and you responded quickly, and I thought you gave the right response. Can you get into more on why you had Central ahead of Bullard and at 8?
Yeah, so I definitely don't want to devalue the head-to-head stuff like I posted. That's why you play the games. You gotta look at head-to-head to some extent, but when it comes to Bullard, I look at them and you kind of break down their schedule and you say, hey, okay, well, they were no hit the first game. I know they won, but they were no hit. They lost to Buchanan 9-2, which, yeah, it was close early, but they lost 9-2 and got out hit like 11-3. They got shut out by Clovis West and they lost to Clovis East one time. So if you're going to tell me that is a top 10 team right now, I'll call you a liar, because I don't think they are a top 10 team. Now, maybe if they go 2-0 this week and look good, maybe they enter there around 10, but still they're not playing world beaters this week, so we'll see. I think they leave a lot to be desired for right now.
Yeah, there's some more to prove in your eyes.
More to improve, just more consistency, and I don't know. They've been no hit two times in the last 3 weeks if you count their scrimmage at Clovis North as well. So if you're getting no hit all these times, and granted I know it's a scrimmage, but a no hitter is a no hitter. So there's not many top 10 teams I'm going to put in there if they can't swing the bats consistently or been able to get out and pitch well consistently either. So like you guys were saying, they're just looking for more.
Right, and I think some people they look at it the wrong way, right? Nobody's saying Bullard's bad, right? They're just not. They're not together yet. They're not where they need to be yet. This is no different than we just had Ron Scott on. He said the same thing about his team. That's 11-3, and you would look at 11. Well, that's a pretty good record. Yeah, but he doesn't think they're playing good baseball. So nobody's saying Bullard's a bad club, but they haven't found their stride yet. And I kind of agree with your justification of having Central there. Yeah. They didn't have as many hiccups throughout the tournament. Maybe the head-to-head, yeah. But I don't know what that matchup was like. Was it a midweek game? Did Central burn their ace, and were they matched up with Bullard's ace? Who knows head-to-head, best on best, who wins that game?
Yeah, I actually think they threw Wiltsey that game too.
Did they?
I think so. I was going back to my text message with Mulligan. I think they threw Wiltsey, but they didn't score till the end of the game to beat Central. But I just feel like the same thing too. Like you said it on preps is, even though they got no hit against Clovis, people won't see that. They'll just see that they beat Clovis. When all the people out there that are actually baseball people are like, no, they got no hit. Like Clovis beat themselves.
Well, it's like, our game on Saturday against you guys.
Yeah.
You go look at the box score that was posted.
And you think we just.
Right. It's a little deceiving because I think 2 or 3 was a swinging bunt and a check swing base hit. But yet it looks like we just dominated Madera. and it was 0-0 through 6.
Yeah.
It wasn't, you know what I mean? So the perception may be not what it was. So I don't know.
It's just deceiving. And I mean, we had them no hit through 4 innings at Clovis West, and they had three hits that weren't even. I mean, just dinkers. I mean, it's a hit. A hit's a hit. I understand that, but you're having trouble hitting, and you win a couple games. I'm right there with you. Central went 5-1. Whether their record proves that they should be in the top 10, they still went 5-1. They won handily on some of their games, and they lost to Bullard. But baseball's baseball. Anybody can beat anybody, and that's just the way it is. That's why you can't go off of one loss or one win defining a ranking.
Yeah, for sure. And I like the Coke Classic can get weird, especially like you get into that second week. Like throughout my life, I've seen some pretty good teams go down in these midweek games to teams that I would consider lesser than them. And then just looking at like Cal Preps there at the post, and it's just like just because the Dodgers lose the Giants one game in mid-May doesn't mean they're a worse team. That's kind of how I view this Bullard Central matchup. I know they lost to them, but I think Central's a top 10 team right now. I think they can swing it a little bit more consistent. And when Wiltse's on the mound, I think, I know he lost to Bullard, but I would still take them 7 or 8 times out of 10 when they're playing the Knights.
Yeah, 100%. And I think your rankings are great. I think you guys are doing a great job, and keep doing that the way it is, and don't listen to any all that bull crap out there. We got that too when we finally everybody knows who we are. We kind of got some feedback that wasn't that good, so it doesn't matter. People they're willing to say whatever they want to say when they don't have their name in front of it.
Well, some people just they're not a fan. That's cool. It's not a big deal, or they just don't like us or whatever. It's not a big deal.
Right.
And hopefully you don't run into that. I don't think you guys have done anything.
No, you guys have done great.
Just people want to see their teams, at the top, and that's it. That's all it is. I don't think.
I remember in our preseason rankings, we didn't include Bullard, and we got like a tweet from their account, and it's just like, oh my god, it's like, this kind of just plays to your point where, everyone kind of wants to be recognized.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like some people are out there, and I'm a Bullard guy, or I went to Bullard, whatever. Bullard was such a powerhouse back in the day that it's almost like they're just a write-in. Like they should be. They should be there. It's Bullard. Bullard's. Mm-hmm. What do you mean Bullard's on? It's Bullard. But that's not the way it is. Bullard isn't Bullard of old.
No.
It's not that anymore. They're having a hard time winning the CMAC, which in my eyes, Bullard should win the CMAC every year because you are Bullard. You should be able to. And I know Memorial's been really good, and that's been the guy. But, for me, being a Bullard guy, that was the difference between how Bullard used to be and is now. It's like nobody's scared of Bullard anymore.
They just haven't continued up that hill. They've kind of become stagnant, and that's something that you could look back to ever since their Valley Championship in 2012. They've kind of become this stagnant program, and other schools in Fresno, especially Memorial lately, are just catching up, and it's not automatically Bullard anymore.
Yeah, I think last year's CMAC was I think it went
Memorial Sanger
Bullard, and that's not typical. And then kind of your thoughts coming up on this weekend. We got some good games with the SinCal Showcase. I was thinking Friday night is Turlock at Buchanan is going to be a pretty nice ball game to go see.
So that'll be a nice ball game. That pitching matchup is starting to shape up to be Aon versus Andy Owen from Turlock, and I think Owen is committed to either USC or UCLA. I know they have two guys. He's one of those schools, and he's a guy that can go upper 80s, low 90s. So that should be a pretty fun, close game. I know PBR has Turlock ranked number 13 in the state right now. And then another good game on Friday is actually Friday afternoon. I think Liberty and Clovis is pretty intriguing.
Yeah.
Liberty doesn't come here very often, and I do like Liberty. I like the way they swing it, but I do not think they have the pitching to maybe compete with these track schools. So I think if Clovis throws Beal, that could be a pretty interesting game. I think Clovis can beat Liberty if Beal throws. And then you have Bear Creek versus Clovis West, and this will be Bear Creek's first game, but they were 24-4 last year, so that's nothing to really put off.
Yeah, and you could be hungry. You could be ready to go. You're always pumped up for that first game. So yeah, none of the games are going to be pushovers. All these
sure.
teams
And
coming
then,
in are good.
Frontier and Central is also at Clovis West at 3:30 on Friday. Those are 2 top 10 teams if you're using our rankings. I know Frontier just beat Tulare Western last night, so they're kind of looking to make a rise or maybe solidify their spot in the Clovis Sports Report top 10.
Yeah, I'll be there for that one early. I'll probably announce it, but that's going to be a good game. We play Frontier the next day. But you also had I wanted to just, on your commitments that you put through, that people that signed, I loved it. I thought it was great. You got pretty much everybody in there. I know you asked for help if you know, because it's hard. When you don't have all the information, it's hard to put guys that you don't know about. But it was a great job. We have a lot of signees that people probably didn't even know about, just in our section. And, it's going to be a really good year to see how all these guys do. And I just thought that was great for you to keep everybody updated. I know we've tried to do it in the past, and it's just hard. It's hard without all the information.
Yeah, and I initially put that list together, and I was just doing D1 high schools, and then some people reached out to me and said, "Why don't you just include everybody?" And I was like, "All right, that could be pretty cool." So I'm sure I missed some more people, but if you haven't checked it out, check it out on Clovis Sports Report. I put my email in there. If I missed someone, email me a name, who they signed or who they're committed to, and I'll pretty much keep that list going throughout the whole year. But I think it's nice for people to look at all this talent in the area and kind of where they're headed off to next.
Absolutely. And then what's the website so people can go check it out?
So if you're looking at the website, it's just clovissportsreport.com, just one big old word. And there's baseball, softball, basketball, football tab. Obviously, this stuff is going under the baseball tab. You click it, and you'll see rankings and the notebooks we've been doing every single week. And you'll also see that commitment tracker that we have going.
Yeah, and you got basketball going on too right now, which people in soccer. So you guys are real busy. You got Paul he's doing a lot of the basketball stuff right now, right? While you're doing the baseball stuff.
Yep. He's more of that basketball guy, so he'll be there all weekend in Talent Arena. So I'll be kind of taking over the baseball again. But if you follow us on Twitter as well, we're posting a ton of highlights throughout the games, wherever we're at, and we're getting good feedback. And if anyone has anything they want us to do, any more coverage we want us to add, then just let us know. We're open to everyone. And
maybe we give little Jeff Brown a little shout out for helping you out.
Yeah, Jeff's not a writer, but when he's bored, he'll go to a game and he'll tweet out highlights on his Twitter account. If you follow him at Jeff_CSR, he'll go to a game. He'll tweet out 12 to 15 highlights a game too. So yeah, it's just we're just trying to provide this coverage and giving back to the area that we didn't really have a ton of coverage in ourselves when we played.
Yeah, it's been great. And, we appreciate you coming on, giving you some love. We like working with you guys. Hopefully we can continue that. I know we talked about getting a Clovis Sports Report HIT.OR.DIE podcast before the league starts, which should be a lot of fun, but we appreciate it.
Yeah, let us know if you ever want us to come on. We'll gladly come on.
Absolutely.
With you guys.
Yeah, no, we'll be setting it up soon. We'll
probably be seeing you out at the game this weekend.
Yeah,
I know I will.
Yeah, you'll be seeing me. Yep, I'll be at Frontier Clovis West on Saturday, so we can talk then.
Cool
nice.
Deal.
Awesome. Thanks again, Austin.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
Bye.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, and you want to finish this?
Oh no, we just had a little guest walk in. Coach Underwood walked in the office. So,
brought some lunch.
Yeah, dog.
He's gonna get on the sticks and play some video games.
You want to get into Pags? Finish off there. His rankings came out.
Go check out Clovis Sports Report's rankings.
And then you got.
I just think that Pags. Are we still talking about it or?
Well, yeah. I mean, he's got it's his top 30. I think his top 10's pretty close with what.
I think Pags needs to stick to divisions.
Like you mean because
Division 1, Division 2, Division. Don't do a top 30.
Well, you don't like rankings to begin with.
No, I like the Clovis Sports Report rankings.
Yeah, I'm just saying you're not a fan of rankings at all.
I just don't believe in
what happens in May. That's when it matters.
Yes, I agree. But like you said, we played you guys. Yeah, you were 1-4-1 in the Coke Classic, and you have a bunch of these. What are they?
We had 4 guys. Yeah, that was their first game back.
Well, I don't care. You guys should have beat LD. I'll say that, and you didn't. They ended up being in the championship. But you have Fowler, come on. Fowler doesn't hang with Madera. Sorry, they shouldn't be 21. Emmanuel, no, I'm sorry. Madera's better than Emmanuel. Edison's better than that. We played Edison. Even though Edison probably didn't win a game in the Coke Classic, they're better than these teams. You can't put these D3, D4 teams, whatever they are, above these teams that played in a harder tournament. That's why I like how the Clovis Sports Report did the rankings, is just because a team loses, they don't just drop drastically. You know, you don't,
so what do? You keep like D1, D2 kind of group.
You don't do a top 30. It's just not fair to teams that are better than these teams to be in the top 30. Like Selma, and it's no disrespect to these lower level teams. Congratulations for being in the top 30, but you're not better than probably 5 to 10 of these other teams that are in higher divisions.
Well, it's even hard to say that because you're just never going to know.
No, you won't ever know, but it should.
I get what you're saying.
I
get what you're saying.
I'm not trying to be mean.
I understand.
I'm trying to be politically correct on how it is. You know, there's a reason why Division 1's here.
Well,
Division
like you said,
Division 3.
In the NCAA, you don't have D2 teams ranked in front of D1 baseball teams.
No. There's a Division 1 baseball ranking. There's an NAIA baseball ranking. There's a junior college baseball ranking. There's Division 2 baseball ranking. Division 3.
If you saw City ranked ahead of Fresno State, it would look kind of weird.
If you do a top 30, is Fresno City in the top 30 of all colleges? No. You don't do that.
No, that makes sense.
So that's why this makes no sense to me, is the top 30.
Right.
Because I get it. You're trying to give love to everybody. I understand that. Then just keep it D1, D2, D3, D4, D5. Keep it that way. You don't need to do a top 30.
No, and maybe we need to get Pags on here too.
Well, I mean, we keep tweeting him and stuff. I mean, we try to help him out. We need a little help too. You know, it's not just a one-way street. I'm just being real. You know, I'm sorry, because we tag him and stuff. We do this. We don't get any help. You know, Clovis Sports Report, retweet, like, do all the stuff for us.
I mean, we actually conversate with them.
Yeah. So. I mean, it's just, we're all here for the same purpose, to get the most information out to everybody.
You're looking at these and you're seeing, well, based on records is why they're where they are.
But records shouldn't matter. Right.
Because
I would rather see I'm sorry, you guys shouldn't even be in the top 30. I mean, there's teams that...
I mean, it's hard to put a 1-4 on one team in the top 30.
Yeah, but you look at who they played.
That's true. I mean, I brought up was Hanford West. I'm not knocking Hanford West. I think they're D3 this year. And they're 5-1. But with our schedule, they could be 0-6.
Yeah.
You know, with that, we could be 6-0.
I know.
So I guess record is...
It's deceiving.
It is, a little bit. But... they are out there. You can go to Pagmeter's website, check out his top 30. He's got each individual division also broken down,
which is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. I love that.
No, and he started this whole thing.
He does have Bullard too high, though.
I agree, but there was nothing before Pags. You know,
Pags started all this. He
started the whole deal, and got to give credit where credit is due. But go check out Pags' site. He's got all the divisions broke down, and then obviously Clovis Sports Report.
What's that saying though? Adapt or die.
Yeah. What is that, Moneyball?
Yeah, I don't know.
And but yeah, Clovis Sports Report's got their top 10 for D1, and then also SenCal Showcase, and then finally the Fresno Easter Classic schedule came out.
You guys got a tough schedule.
I think I was looking at the records today.
What did he do to you guys?
Folsom won 25 games.
Hold on, do we not give Pappy enough love over here?
Apparently not.
What is this? You guys got Folsom and Jesuit?
And Foothill won 19 and Atwater 125 last year.
Holy smokes.
So we're facing nearly 100 wins going into. Hey, it's a good test for us though, man. I mean, it's whatever. Yeah, we'll be ready. It's not like those
baseball's
guys.
Baseball. If you guys, honestly, the way you guys played us, if you play like that, you guys will win a lot of games.
Well, we hope.
You guys had great pitching, and you guys got your guys back, and you know, Truckee looked really good. I mean, for his first start, I think he threw 39 pitches. He looked great. You know, KG looked like KG, like we always thought he would. He looked good. You guys battled and swung the bats. You know, not as good as you guys think, but I was really impressed, especially from the scrimmage to then.
Yeah.
You know, so I think you guys will be fine. You guys are tough. You know, you guys keep them tough and coach them hard, so you don't have to worry about that.
We'll see. We got a tough one Saturday. Our schedule this year has been It's good, but it's going to be a tough one. So it'll be
It'll help
definitely
you out
in
when you get
Division
in the league,
2.
though.
Division 2, it could
And
be
playoffs.
one of the toughest schedules in D2 this year. But we'll see, man. We just got to put it together. Anything else, man? You got a lot of baseball this weekend. You got the CenCal Showcase. You've got Fresno State with a 4-game set.
Fresno City at
City's
1.
at home on Saturday. Go pick something and go watch some baseball. You got, I think the Dogs are 105 Sunday, 6 on Friday night, and then the doubleheader Saturday. So, and then you got City at 1 on Saturday. So, lots of baseball to go watch.
The only thing that could do is help you get better.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, if you guys got any updates with your teams, go ahead and tag us on there or shoot us a message or email or something, and we'll gladly throw some love your way. So that's episode 41 of the Hit or Die podcast.
Hit or die.